Game Club, episode 23.
On the news of the week for Game Club, we got Destiny 2 sticks it to the fan base, Nintendo gets porny, Towerfall Ascension makers release or reveal new game, and Nintendo Switch outshines everybody's very low expectations for it. But first, we're going to talk about Borderlands 3.
Junk.
Okay, that's how
Nothing
we're starting
but
this.
honest stuff here.
That's
on
how
Game
we're
Club.
starting this, huh? On the least funny episode of Game Club ever made.
This is gonna be hilarious.
Yeah. So
Is that good, Josh? Today we have a producer on the show. His name is Josh, and he's a jerk.
So Garrett, you're not on Game Club too often, but it's good to have you.
Yeah.
So you were a Borderlands fan, right?
Well,
Or you played them, I should say.
yeah, no, I put in a decent amount. Well, I thought a decent amount of time into. We're not going to go into what qualifies
Your
as decent amount of time.
minimum 20 hours of gameplay.
They're fun. They're they feel like you can jump in and you can shoot some various people with some ridiculous guns. But I felt like it just got repetitive after it. Like three-quarters of the way through Borderlands 2, I'm like, I don't think I want to go try to find like another random loot crate. Like, I'm waiting for the gameplay to change a little bit. I don't know.
Well, I disagree.
Clearly you do.
Because I played literally everything
you like
3
worked
times.
for Borderlands too.
Like, yeah, 500 hours of
You
gameplay probably.
You
About.
need to play.
I played the whole game, the new game plus mode, and then the new plus mode after
What is that? Just downloadable content?
Well, there is a lot of DLC, which I played. A new game plus mode is when you beat a game, and then you can restart the game, and they switch things up somehow. Either the map is switched up, maybe the enemies are buffed up a lot or changed. Often you usually get to keep your gear from the previous playthrough or your level or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Every game's a little different, but a new game plus is basically a reason to play twice.
And it wasn't online, right? So it's all.
Well, it's a single-player game, but you could have friends join your game from online or couch co-op.
So what did you? How did you deal with the repetitiveness of the game?
I never thought. I loved the cycle of it. I loved murdering things and collecting loot. I mean, it's the best game ever.
You're kind of a loot.
It's probably my favorite.
You're kind of a loot slut.
I am kind of a loot slut. That
Okay.
might be.
Okay. And I think a lot of people are, right? It's like I just want the next. It's like that rush of like
Yeah.
the it opens up like what is it gonna be? And then little side trays come out. Like what is it gonna be?
Yeah, I think Borderlands 2 and the Borderlands pre-sequel, which came after that, are probably my favorite first-person shooters.
Isn't there a some crazy number of the amount of guns or like a million? Or
I want to say 16 million
okay.
for the second game.
How can you put in quality when just the quantity is that much? Now I'm looking for. I will probably play Borderlands 3. I don't know if I'll like drop the big money for it. Whatever big money is now these days for games, it's probably $65.
$60.
Still 60
Plus tax.
That's
Unless
not
you get
bad.
it on Amazon Prime, they take like 20% off.
What?
Yeah, if you buy new games, like they just released, or it's a pre-order, it's like up to 2 weeks
Pre-order No Man's Sky.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know what the percentage is, but it comes out to like $48.99 on Amazon Prime. Yeah.
It's not bad. So yeah, I think I'll play it. I think I'll just play yours, and you'll bring it, and we'll play it, and we'll shoot some stuff and get some loot.
Yeah, a couple of notes about it. It's being developed in what do you call that? Engine Unreal Engine 4, which is a really cutting edge thing. They weren't really trying to reveal Borderlands, although that was certainly part of the excitement. They were trying to show what Borderlands will look like in an Unreal Engine 4, and they said that even the stuff they showed off may or may not make it into the final game.
The other ones are on Unreal Engine 2 and 3, something like that.
I'm not sure what the engines are, but it's not Unreal Engine 4, that's for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, I think Borderlands 2 runs on Borderlands 1's engine, but with they tweaked it so it looked more animated. They used what do you call it? That texturing where it looks more cartoony.
Yeah. No, I was okay with the cartoony look. I thought I think 4K is going to help make this game look a lot better on PS4 Pro if you have that. I think there was a lot of detail in the landscape that was lacking because you couldn't do.
And you know,
high
good news
definition.
for Nintendo Switch fans, it's not coming to Nintendo Switch, so there you go.
Why would you want to play Borderlands?
I feel
on
like that's a theme.
7-inch screen. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They don't even care.
Moving on, talking about sequels, Destiny 2 is everybody knew Destiny 2 was coming. It's not like they just announced it. They kind of gave a 6-year plan a long time ago, and people knew that there would be a Destiny 2. And I think really the real news is that they stuck to their plan pretty closely. It was destined to come out. But the news is that they have announced that not a lot will come over from the first Destiny. That you'll get to bring your characters over, but they'll essentially lose almost everything. You'll get your level will get reset and your gear will be reset.
That seems only fair. It's a new game.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a tough thing. I agree with it. It's a new game. You want there to be something to play for, right? And if you come over with like super like beefed out characters, right, it would kill most of the action of Destiny 2, right? But on the other hand, it's one of those things is like this is supposed to be sort of a persisting kind of MMO-esque experience, and to sort of nerf characters for the next thing, I could see how that might upset some. If you're invested, if you've played Destiny 2 the way I've played the Borderlands games, and they're like, oh, your characters can come over, you're like, oh, cool, but nothing with them, you'd be like, oh, okay, well, it might as well just be new characters, right?
Yeah, but sometimes starting over is half the fun.
Yeah. Because,
I mean, if you're
but it's not half the battle. You have to know things for half the battle.
If you're super overpowered, then like, I don't know, there's a, if you introduce new elements to the game and there should be a learning curve of how to use those, then you're going to want to kind of level the playing field a little bit. Yeah. Even though it's not online. Well, I don't know if it is online. I have no idea. I've never played Destiny.
I think everybody is wondering, and they've said they've spoken to this issue, but I mean nobody's going to trust them until they see it. Everybody's wondering if Destiny 2 is going to be a lot like Destiny 1 when it first released, which was sort of an empty shell. There wasn't a whole lot to do. There wasn't a whole lot there. It felt quite empty. Now they filled that emptiness. Destiny 1 now is a very, very full experience.
With free content or?
Yeah, they were
updates?
always, well, there was a mixture of free content, updates, and also lots of DLC that you had to pay for if you wanted it. But I mean, I think Destiny fans were ultimately honored with a great package, even if you had to pay some more.
When did the first one come out?
It's been about 2 years now.
That's not bad.
Yeah. So they spent about 2 years updating it and doing a lot of things for it. Let's see. It came out soon after the PS4, like a year after the PS4.
Yeah, PS4 2013. So yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, cool.
2014.
All right. Moving on with the news. Chris,
Yes,
Nintendo
sir.
getting a little porny.
Yeah, I don't get
You
that.
hear about this?
No,
Well,
you're going to have to tell me. Act like I don't know.
Okay.
Explain all this for us, James.
I mean, it's not a big piece of news. I just think it's kind of funny.
Is this the porn star?
So see the guy on the left? He's in your Nintendo Switch. He's some imagery, some iconic imagery in the Nintendo Switch.
Like iconic? Mean like you already? If you
Meaning-
everybody knows who this guy is.
Meaning that is imagery from the Nintendo Switch
this
UI.
guy, the
comic
comic-y thing.
Right. And people are noticing that it seems to be modeled after a very famous photo of this Japanese gay porn star.
I don't know.
You don't think so? Look at that.
Let me
Look at that. You telling me that is not the same picture?
It's pretty similar actually. The fingers give it away. The freaking finger. Look at the fingers. That's the identical placement of the pointer, middle, and ring and pinky. Yeah, dude. Someone's watching gay porn in Nintendo for sure.
And putting it in the UI.
Yeah.
So I guess I mean I don't know much about Japanese culture, but according to who am I reading for this? Kotaku.com, that this guy is quite famous, and this image had actually gone viral before the Nintendo Switch was ever out. And there's it's one of those things like there's lots of Japanese memes of this person.
Like this. Why is this image known? This blue. Like, why is it just this guy holding a phone?
Why is any image famous on Facebook?
So it's a meme.
Twitter,
like they
put
text on. They put different words on it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that maybe he did it more of a pop culture kind of reference than a porn culture reference.
I'm sure.
I don't know a lot about
Nintendo
Japanese
is
porn.
happy to have a porn star in their UI.
I mean, nothing's blurred out, so clearly it's like not that much Japanese porn.
Okay, moving on. Let's move on. From
Josh, is
that
that funny? I'm looking at Josh. Nope. Clearly.
Clearly, nobody here knows what you're talking about,
All
Garrett.
right, all right.
So, Towerfall.
Family friendly here.
Towerfall
friendly.
Ascension.
Well, I don't know what those words mean. You say those two words and they don't mean anything to me.
So, wait a minute. You never played Towerfall Ascension?
I couldn't even guess what kind of game. To me, it sounds like a game that a 10-year-old would play on their parents' iPad, and it's a tower, and there's like things climbing up of it, and you drop different obstacles on top of them.
That sounds like fun.
We need to have a segment where we give you game titles and you try to figure out the game. Okay, so Towerfall Ascension is not that. It basically had two modes. It was
Is there Towerfall, and then Towerfall Ascension is a sequel?
No.
See, why do they? Okay.
Okay. So the original game, there's only one game. It has a DLC with it as well. Is 8-bit graphics, up to 4 players on the screen at once, trying to kill each other with arrows only.
That sounds cool.
And you have a limited amount of arrows. You can catch your enemy's arrows in midair.
Kind of side scrolling. I mean, kind of side.
No,
map?
like just one. Yeah, but one
Yeah,
map.
not scrolling. Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
no scrolling. And then there was also a single player game that you could actually go co-op as well, in which you kill on a single map monsters. You try to wipe the map of the monsters without getting killed yourself.
Yeah, and just like almost like a new battle every. Someone dies, a new guy comes on the screen.
Yeah,
Street Fighter style.
No,
Oh.
no. But
Multiple monsters. I'll go.
yeah, lots of monsters. The characters are small on the screen, so there's lots of space to kind of jump around
Got
and everything.
That sounds awesome.
It's a lot of fun. I loved it. I was very addicted to it.
You said arrows. Bow and arrows, or just throwing arrows with your hand?
bow and arrows.
Oh,
Yeah.
That seems more effective.
I was very addicted to this game. I enjoyed it, and so I'm happy that they've announced this game Celeste, which is going to be a precision platformer in which there's
What does that mean?
2. Well, we've played platformer games. Platformers when you're hopping
Like Super
platforms,
Meat Boy.
right? Mario would be the ultimate platformer, the most
Yeah.
popular platformer. But some platformers, the platforming is like second rate or even just second to the experience. Whereas some games, platforming you'll have to do very, very well. You have to be very precise in your
Like the hard
platforming.
platformers.
Very hard platformers. This is going to be one of those. When
Okay.
you watch the video for
What's the
Celeste,
avocado guacamole guy? Is that a precision platformer?
No, that's a Metroidvania with platforming. You know what a Metroidvania game is?
No.
You've played Metroid or Castlevania?
Do all your viewers know all these terms?
Yes,
You
yes,
guys
I do.
are-
They're all smarter than you.
Dang.
Each one.
Metroidvania.
Especially my YouTube viewers.
I've heard
I
Metroid.
appreciate you.
Wait, is that a Metroid and Castlevania word?
Yes,
Metroidvania.
exactly.
All right.
You've played one of these games, Metroid or
I've-
Castlevania?
I played both of those games.
Okay,
I'm
so
a human man.
you know how you're always in one persisting map that you're traveling, and as you get new gear, more parts of the map open up?
Yeah.
That's a Metroidvania.
Okay.
So
Is Super Meat Boy a precision platformer?
it is. It
Yeah,
is.
'cause that game
Not
was
at first. You can kind of blast through the first 20% of Super Meat Boy very easily, and then all of a sudden the difficulty ramps up on you. And
Those are frustrating. Some people hate those types of games.
I
though.
love them though.
So
I'm
okay.
very excited for
I want to
Celeste.
see some of this game, this Tower Ascension.
And unlike Destiny 2 and Borderlands 3, this one's coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not a small. How much is this game?
It's probably going to be $20.
All right,
I
that sounds
think
cool.
I'm pretty sure Towerfall was $20 when it first released. $19.99.
That sounds cool. That
Yeah.
sounds fun.
Worth every penny, by the way. Every penny. Moving on. Let's see what we got here. Talking about the Nintendo Switch, it recently released. Do you know
Yeah.
anybody who bought it?
Yeah, one of my leaders at church, their college age, young adult age,
You didn't warn them?
her and her brother. Well, someone's gonna have to buy it. They waited
So you
they
can play
waited
it?
late at night or midnight or something, and they got a Switch. And she said 2 things. Zelda game, what's it called?
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild is awesome. And
Everybody
then
says that, yeah.
the game, the console feels fragile. So I said, I was thinking about getting some for my youth group, and she said, "Oh no, it'll break." Like that was her first thought: is it'll break. She's not a super game nerd, so she won't know all the technical stuff. But she felt like she's heard or read somewhere that the processor in it is mounted in such a way that, or it's fairly unstable. The processor, it also could break and become disconnected, both hardware and software wise.
Yeah, it's everybody. A lot of the reporting out there suggests that it's underbaked as a gaming platform.
Does that mean it's kind of being overworked all the time?
Well, no. What I mean is the UI looks like it's probably not the UI you'd normally release a console with. That it's definitely got an update coming. That the real UI is probably on its way. It doesn't have Virtual Console. Virtual Console is Nintendo's platform for playing older Nintendo games.
Yeah, why would they not include that?
Right. It doesn't have a lot of features that are pretty much expected nowadays. It's still got a trash, like the way friends work. Nintendo still has friend codes they're using, which is the worst thing ever. Instead of being like just an account-based thing.
Yeah,
where you can
like
search-
look up your friend's, name,
Right.
username,
Yeah. Also,
gamer tag.
also the Joy-Cons, which are the controllers that attach to the sides of
Yeah.
it, or can be detached and used in a variety of ways. Apparently, the left one, it's being reported, is having connectivity issues.
Gosh.
Yeah, not every Nintendo Switch is that way, but some people are reporting that repeatedly. I guess there's been a number of Nintendo Switches out there with dead pixels on them, and Nintendo's response has been that's not considered a defect. That's just the way it is when you use LED screens.
Oh, come on.
Right? Great response.
You know what? And you don't even get that many pixels to begin with, Nintendo. So you want you're paying for every freaking dead pixel. I've seen videos of people putting in 1, 2, 3 Switch or whatever 1, 2 Switch, and it plays, and then Breath of the Wind, and it won't recognize the cartridge over and over and over again.
Breath of the Wild. Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
Also, some people are claiming that the docking station that you put it into, some people are claiming that it's bent or deformed in such a way that when they put their Nintendo Switch in there, it scratches the Switch's screen.
Okay. Of course, they won't. That's user error, right? So.
Yeah, user error, of course.
So you're screwed for that one.
Yeah.
Gosh, you know what? Okay, I don't know if this was probably on our other channel, Faith and whatever, and I was mad at Nintendo about a year ago, well before Nintendo Switch. I said, what are they doing? They just need to re-release Game Boys, and they would make $1 billion. You know, like make it, half as thick as the original Game Boy, maybe full, not color like e-ink, but like full frame rate, whatever, 60, and just sell them for $99, and they'll be so. Anyways, but like what I like about Game Boys, people find them in their grandma's closet, like on Reddit, and they turn them on and they work. You know what I mean? And now they're making something that is reminiscent of the fun that a Game Boy had, but it sounds like it's a piece of junk. Yeah. And in the sense that the whole point of the Game Boy's personality was that you could find it 20 years later and turn it on and it would work. Yeah. Or you left it outside in the rain, like, oh man, it would work.
Now, despite that, Nintendo is reporting that they are having great sales.
Well, of course they are.
Well, the actual number, according to Nintendo, it's the most sales of an opening console they've ever had in the North Americas. Same Japan, the numbers are pretty good as well. Europe, they're a little bit down actually.
You wanted one, right, for bedtime play?
Yeah, I think I'll still get one, but I'm waiting until a month or two to see what happens with the system.
Are you worried it's gonna be hard to find one?
Well, I just want to make love to the Nintendo Switch. I mean, is there anything wrong with that, Josh?
Pillow Talk Switch.
Just Pillow Talk.
Is that funny,
Switch?
Producer?
Yeah, is that funny, Josh?
Gosh,
is my perversion funny to you?
He's not even a fact checker. What do you even do? What do you even do here?
Yeah, what do you even do, Josh?
So you worried about not being able to find one?
No, I think it's gonna be fine. This is what I was gonna
get
to.
The Wii was like it was a year.
This is my not even theory. I think this is pretty much understood across the board. Is that Nintendo purposely creates scarcity issues where they purposely don't release enough to the wild usually, so it sells out, so it becomes a news story, and that drives future sales.
Yeah, they must do that on purpose.
You're releasing Nintendos into the wild.
Yeah. So I think my theory is that they didn't do that with the Switch, which is why it's able to outsell its predecessors. Yeah, they just put them all out there.
They just created their own record-breaking console by just making more of them.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can find them right now?
Yeah, Best Buy, Best Buy? I've seen them. I've seen them out there. Like the very first day, it was a bit rough, but yeah, they're out there.
So what do you? So here's my.
I almost bought one the other day,
and I didn't ask my friend this, but like, and there's so many freaking accessories, and there's so much junk. Like what? Like where do you stop? Like do you feel like that you're gonna buy the Switch, and then over a course of a year, you're just gonna build this mass quantity of a basket full of controllers and accessories, or you're like, I'm fine with just the Joy-Con and the Switch.
I'm gonna have to just be okay with getting the Nintendo Switch, getting for the beginning, getting Zelda, maybe 1, 2 Switch, and I'm thinking about getting the Pro controller.
That's only 2 games people have even talked about.
That's almost $500 right there, getting those things.
Wow.
Yeah. So let me see, $360 for Breath of the Wild. Add another $50 to get 1, 2 Switches. That's $410, and then $70 for a Pro controller. So yeah, we're about $500 after you hit tax.
Man, I mean, real good YouTube channels, Games Club, they probably actually have one, and they're showing you all about it. But we can talk about it and say why we're not sure we even want to spend our $500 on it.
Exactly.
Which most people are probably having that same question.
Yeah.
So we're still unsure.
Well, I mean, I think that's all the news we got today for Game Club. Garrett, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Thanks for not abandoning me like Josh.
Anytime.
Josh.
Well,
if you would, if this video is good for you, like, subscribe, and share. Find all of our information down in the description. And look out for the topic of the week and the game of the week. I won't spoil them today. Have a great day.
Bye.